right, so we're gonna load up and head out to the first house. The idea today is to follow a simple structure. So find, fund, fix, flip, and I'll try and show you 4 houses in varying stages of completion and try and tie each house into one of the 4 Fs. We're gonna have fun, learn a lot, and network.
Nice.
Go. All right. So we're about to take off on our first ever at-a-level bus tour. Loaded up the bus. We actually just had our last 2 people show up. Good thing we waited out. A little bit late, but we're gonna head out now, hit the first house. Hopefully bring a lot of value to all these folks and have a good time. So what we wanted to show you guys here is, and we're gonna focus on like the find piece of the process here. What you're looking at behind us was a standard cape like the one behind you, like any of these behind you. And what we've since done is rip it down to the first floor, subfloor, and start to frame up to ultimately put on the at-a-level. When this is done, it'll essentially look like that one, which we also did about 2 years ago. What I've got laid out for you guys there are plans, so you could see how we're gonna put it together. The pictures of before, so you can see what this one specifically looked like. So we literally drove this entire town, identifying unkept homes that were good candidates for at-a-levels, and narrowed it down to just under 500. So we can now hit those 500 candidates 6 times for the same money we did that EDDM mailer with.
I was surprised to find out that they're finding their deals from direct mail and all of these ideas that are taught to investors in the beginning of their career to start making money. But if you stay true to them, you can scale and eventually find better and bigger ways to make profits with them.
Great work.
Okay, let's go. To the next. What I wanted to talk on is how we funded this project with Alpha's help. When we first came in here, this is our first project in Maplewood, and Maplewood is appreciating 6% year over year. So what we had originally intended on doing here was not the highest and best use for the house.
So my name is David Hansel, and our company is Alpha Funding Solutions. And our whole business is set up to back guys like Gabe and investors like yourself. Sometimes you have a plan and it's not finalized, but we need to understand what you plan to do and a rough number, because we're going to come out and evaluate the asset off of that. We want to make sure there's enough dollars to get this property to its highest and best use.
Biggest takeaway from today is by far the systems that Gabe has in place. In this business, it's very easy for things to get out of control very quickly. So I'm very impressed with the systems that he's built.
I think there was actually value in seeing this house, although it wasn't an at-a-level, because because this one had been designed and we were in the process of putting everything out. So the tradesmen are working from those cut sheets, which is what I think was of most value here for you guys to see. Helps streamline things, a lot fewer mistakes. Victor from Clear Sky is just going to say a couple quick things, and then we'll head out.
So we've been working with Gabe for a little bit now, and we're always so impressed by all the work he does. We work with a lot of investors. None of them are like Gabe. We do a couple things. The first is we do a title tour every month, so you can learn more about how we find these issues and how we fix these issues if we can. We also work with a lot of sheriff sale investors. So if you need title searches before you go to sheriff sale, we can definitely help you with that, so that you go to the auction a little bit more prepared. And obviously we can help you facilitate the closing afterwards. But more importantly, you guys are gonna learn way, way more from this bus ride than you could possibly learn from me. So just, I'm gonna get off this thing.
being at the sites and seeing it live and seeing what these things are and how much they matter on a project. It's a refresher to the daily tasks that we do already.
We were focused here on the flip piece, right? And the reason we wanted to do this is because this one was pre-sold so early on in the process that there was a lot to go through here. When we pre-sold this, the double yellow, which we hate to build on, actually worked in our favor because of the visibility. And someone drove by, we're actually in the demo phase. He called on the sign, he insisted on wanting to see the house in its existing condition, even though there's nothing here. We don't negotiate pre-construction. They wanted to, but we just don't. We believe that we've chosen the right price point for this house, and that's why we're offering it at that price. For the most part, they liked what we were gonna build and they're good with the price.
So another thing also that is really important, there's things that a lot of buyers want, but it's not necessarily what we have on schedule. So what Gabe had to say was about the schedule. That schedule, believe it or not, it's gonna expedite the whole process. Either I deliver it myself or I get it delivered. Now, working with a buyer is a little different. Everything gets slowed down pretty much. Small details, those dollars add up eventually.
The day we finish, they close, we hand keys over. We're not paying to carry it. We're not paying taxes. We are not paying to stage it. There's a whole host of things that we no longer have to worry about. The day we're done, we know it's done.
I came from sales background, restaurant background, so I never had construction background, and that kind of, held me back. But somebody, if they're new, I think this is a must, because you want to start off the business the right way. You don't want to, start off the business the wrong way, and then you have to correct your way of doing business later on.
We're gonna try and walk through this one, so it's fully finished inside, so we're gonna try not to make a mess. Although we were supposed to have an open house tomorrow, I was really concerned, but since we got an all-cash full ask offer on Thursday, I'm not as concerned about the floor. Thanks to our superstar agent. So this one's sold. I want us to focus on the fixed piece here. So inside you'll see rehab milestone templates. Take a look at a lot of the stuff that's actually done inside, and ask specific questions if you have any about how we did what we did and why we did it once you're inside and see. But the market here, again, another town where things are just wild.
With this property, the buyer for this property actually came. I met them through Maplewood, and they were really only looking in that area. And they told me that house wasn't a fit for them. They told me their wants and their needs. So I said, if you're willing to go outside of your desired area, I have the perfect house for you. So that's kind of the benefit of knowing all of the inventory. I really brought them from one house to the next. I brought them here, they fell in love with it, it was everything that they wanted. With these buyers, when they find that perfect house and you're creating that emotional feel, it's really important for you to lock them in when it's hot.
Going on the bus tour, going on each project to another project, it gave me an opportunity to see how each of the projects are getting done, from the plumbing to electricians to building the new kitchen, the new bathroom. That gives you the entire process, the way Gabe has built in his business to put those success team members to achieve that amazing project and a finished project, which is a beautiful home for the new family that's gonna come in and enjoy this home for a very, very long time.
We just wrapped up. We had 50 investors with us today for 5 hours. We saw 5 projects in varying stages of completion. We talked them through the find, fund, fix, and flip of ADA levels. Everybody seemed to have taken a ton away from it. Everybody's energy was great. We were dropping tons of knowledge, brought a ton of value. I feel like everybody walked away from this experience better for having been here. A lot of first-time investors getting exposure to what this niche is all about. Overall, a great day. I couldn't be happier with the turnout, couldn't be happier with how my team performed, and I'm so excited about it. Looking forward to doing another one. Can't wait, and hope to see you guys at that one.